Well, today on Nation, Window Cleaners Podcast, we're talking all about getting more done, how to calculate time, how to get it there. I really want to help motivate you to get more things done, to get more accomplished. And if you can do this for an entire year, you will triple your amount of work that you're able to do in less time, getting more done. It's just going to be great. If you are in business at all, stay tuned, WCR Nation. What's up? You are here. What's up, everybody? Jersey here from windowcleaner.com, and you are here. What is up? If it's your first time here, have a look around. Hopefully you enjoy the show. Hopefully it helps you. I gotta say, to go off, there's so many people when we do shows. Some of them really hit with people. Some of them, they're just good content or decent content. And then some of them are like, dude, you're talking to me. I hope this is one of those that I'm talking right to you, because we're in a fall push when I'm recording this, and we just got to get more stuff done. So if it's your first time here, have a look around. Tons of content to follow up on. 8 years of shows every single week. If it is not your first time here, thanks for coming back. By the way, a couple quick shout outs for people who order from me. I'm a rep for windowcleaner.com, full disclosure. Anyway, but you people are absolutely awesome. And I pick 3 random people out of the dozens and dozens of people that order every week, which is phenomenal. But first, I want to say what's up to Andrew Barrick. What's up? Hunt Bogardus. I'm probably butchered name. Sorry, man. And Dan Martin, the blow you away kind of OG. Watched every episode, listened to every episode. Anyway, thank you guys so much for absolutely being phenomenal and making my day and making my existence here. So thank you for everybody who orders from me. But those 3 people, if you know them or see them on the street, make sure to give them a high five from me and tell them that they're awesome. Anyway, so today we're talking kind of about getting things done. And I talk about this a lot because there's a motivational thing that kind of fizzles out. And it's like, man, we push so hard. I'm so kind of tired. I just want to sit around and just relax. And then what ends up happening is you realize you did that for 2-3 years, and you're like, oh man, I just got to get more stuff done. Or on the complete opposite end, which is very, very common, is that people go, I am overwhelmed. I have so much stuff to do. I don't even know what to do. I'll work all day, and then I look back, I was like, what did I do? I was so busy, but not actually doing a thing. I didn't get accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. This is huge. This isn't just you. This isn't just me. This is kind of the world that we live in, especially in small business, because in a big business, say you're an accountant, there are people that do every other position. All you got to do is focus on accounting. That's a thing. But in small business, it's you. It's everything is you. Yeah, there's other people that may work for you. Maybe they don't, right? But your HR, your marketing, your advertising, your social media team, your content production, your sales, you're everything. And a big piece to why this all kind of as problematic as it is because before you get into getting off the truck, or before you start, you're going to get off the truck. Well, you're still on, you clean windows. That's what you do. And then afterwards, if somebody calls you, answer, you do something, you return some call. You got a couple things. When you're off the truck, all of a sudden, that whole routine of I clean windows for 8 hours a day disappears. And instead of us going, well, instead of cleaning windows, what am I going to do? We kind of just go, all right, I'm going to do everything. Let's do it. And then you get going and there's no direction. The reality of it is that if you get pulled off of something, you're doing something and something happens, you get pulled off of that, it takes you potentially an hour to get pulled off of that, do your thing, your whatever, put out the fire, get your brain back to it, even remember that you were doing something. It takes a very long time. So when we talk about being unproductive, it's not that you're not productive. Like, you're getting a ton of stuff done. It's just, what are you getting done? Right? What are you actually getting done? I could work an entire day, and I'm guessing you could too, but you get to the entire day, you're like, oh my gosh, it's so busy. Ugh. And my wife's like, hey, how was your day? And you're like, good. And she's like, oh, what'd you do? Gosh, I don't know. I just was so busy. Oh, wow. What did you do? But you're so busy. Well, sometimes you're busy. You're incredibly busy. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's 5 already. I can't believe it's 6. I can't believe it's anything. But then you look back and you're like, oh, wait, what did I do? Like, what was I doing all day? Right? And the real underlying complete thing why you're doing that is because of the focus. Not like I have to focus down on things and have Adderall-like focus. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about focus on what actually is getting accomplished. Not like hone down and get your brain in it and don't think it. I'm talking about what's the focus? What is the main reason of what you're doing? What is the things you're supposed to do in the day? And I have a couple quick tips to kind of go over that and hopefully really change it. By the way, if you are changed at all and you're listening to this on Spotify, please comment, follow, all that. I just put out another YouTube video, by the way, on my own personal channel. If you're not subscribed, just search Jersey Nation on all 7 different brushes, like throwing eggs on windows, butter. Went through, brushed everything, and picked the best one. Anyway, if you're not subscribed to that, go do that. But let's just jump right in. The first thing that you don't do, more than likely, because I haven't met anybody who's got this down pat, is you went from, I clean windows 8 hours a day and then I do everything else on top of it. You knew what you were doing, but when you're out of the office, or I should say in the office, out of the truck, you don't block your time. And people are like, oh yeah, I should totally do that. But they don't get it. Listen, if you have a doctor's appointment on Tuesday at 3, do you take a call Tuesday at 2:45? Do it's 2:57. You're sitting in the doctor's office. Somebody calls and like, hey, I just need you to run me a squeegee. Or you're like, all right, let me just drop everything. No, you're like, okay, I'll do that after this appointment, this meeting, this thing. Why did doctor's appointments get that treatment? Dentist appointments, all of those things. Why? Because there's a time. It's blocked. You go, oh, it's going to be, an hour, a half hour, whatever. All right, from 3 to 4, I got to be at the doctor, but as soon as I'm done with that, we'll get. And everybody goes, yeah, okay, great. But then when it comes to your normal business, you go, okay, I'm doing this, whatever. Yeah, no, I can do that. Give me 5 minutes, I'll get out there. You stop everything you're doing for this other thing. Now, I'm not saying you have to block all your time. And the reason is that you don't block time is because we got into business for freedom. That's one of it. Obviously, the money is kind of nice also. But a lot of us have money and freedom. A lot of us are like, you know what? It'd be just really nice to not work under somebody else's 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I do. But blocking time doesn't change the fact that you still need to get things done. It doesn't change the fact that you have freedom to change your blocks, move your blocks, do whatever. But as soon as you have freedom, there's no guideline. How fast do you drive when you're on the Autobahn? I don't know. Everybody goes, well, you drive as fast as you want. How is that? Because some people are driving 45. Some people are driving 145. If there's no speed limit, you don't know. And then you can't be right. The way that the brain works in humans in general is that we get a dopamine release when we are correct, when we accomplish something, when we do something, right? If we do something wrong, there's an excitement and anxiety because we know we're doing something wrong. And we're talking about blocking time. All that is just giving us a little bit of guidance, right? It sounds unfun to block time, but just do, man, I want to get sales. Cool, you're going to do your follow-ups from 9 to 10 in the morning. You get trucks out at 8:30. 9 to 10 in the morning, that's what you're doing. You're only doing that. When somebody calls you with a task that doesn't make any sense, it's not a big deal. Cool, I'll be done at 10. I'll let you know as soon as... You don't even take a call. Your time is blocked. And it's prioritizing is really what it is. But with priority, you also have to delegate. Because so many of you, and not you, don't get me off my high horse, that's not what I mean. So many of us don't do enough delegation. This is the biggest issue when it's like, well, I can't do all that because this, and it's like, well, why can't this other person do this? Or why, if somebody's like, oh yeah, I need this thing, or this person wants to reschedule, I need you to do this, or can you get out and do it? Why are you not delegating? Meaning letting your employees, if you have them, do things for you. Now, this doesn't come into play, of course, if you're an owner-operator, and you can't delegate if you don't have somebody to delegate to. I get that. But why are you not delegating? There's so many things. It's like, okay, you are, in essence, the CEO of your company. When I say it that way, you're like, well, that's fancier than what I do. No, you literally run a company. I don't care if the company you run is $50,000 a year or $500,000 a year. You run a company. You are the CEO of the company. You are the person. And you're going to stop that to go run somebody a squeegee? Or say, a screen breaks and you have to deal with that? Or, all these things that you're like, wait. So if somebody at Coca-Cola is sweeping out the brewery room, whatever, I don't know, it's there, I don't work there. They're sweeping that out, the broom kind of breaks, right? Snaps, the pole snaps. Do they call the CEO and they're like, hey, CEO of Coca-Cola, I know you're making millions of dollars a year, but my broom broke. Could you bring me another broom? Would they ever do that? No. They wouldn't. So why, if you're in the same position, maybe you're not making millions of dollars a year, that does not matter. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? They have to be worth doing, and they have to be worth you being the one to do them. That's the thing. Stuff still gets done, even if it's not you, if you delegate. I have a guy that I've been talking to for years and years and years. Incredibly smart guy. Incredibly smart. One of his things that he does, and he pulled this from, kind of reading some other books and stuff, is he does a rule, and it's, I think it's $200. Anything under $200, like, as a whole, you just delegate it to the top people. Like, you just take care of those. If it's a problem that's under that, take care of it. I don't want to be worried about that, right? Something breaks, or you got to repair a window, or you have some timing differences, or, they get to a job and the job's not quite bid right. But why are you stopping everything you're doing and the value you bring to the company to go do these other things, right? Delegate. Delegating is prioritizing. Literally what it is. You have to think this way. You are the CEO of your company. Would the CEO do the things you're doing? And if that is no, you're the most valuable, the highest paid, and the just most, you pay yourself the most per hour. Your value is that. You may value your time at $250 an hour because of what you've done to this company. You've brought all this stuff. You've done, and you're doing things that anybody else could do. That's the thing. If you go and bring that person a replacement broom stick, broom handle, broom pole, but whatever the heck the thing is, right? Somebody breaks a squeegee. You're going to drop everything you do, making $250 an hour, and bring them a squeegee. Understand, if you're doing something, you can't do anything else. If you're driving somebody a squeegee, you're not doing sales of that, $40,000 job. You have chosen to do one thing over the other. And the problem is that we think we need to do everything. We go, you know what, I have to pay that guy to go do it, and people devalue their time because they're not technically paying themselves per hour. They make the money no matter what. But your value of what you're bringing in or increasing is different. Delegation absolutely changes that. Now, I have to do a shameless plug real quick. Hang on, wait. I'm a rep for windowcleaner.com. I say this all the time, and it will eventually wear you down. It's great. But the way I make money, these shows I've done for 8 years, and we have literally 8 years of weekly shows, completely free. I do them to help. That's really genuine. If you talk to me, that's my entire goal and what I get the most value out of. But I put orders in. It costs you nothing extra. I make sure you get your free gift. Everything is correct. Fitment, anything. You can ask me questions. And all I do is I push go instead of you. And you've just given me a virtual high five. So let me put your order in 862-312-2026. Also, the American Window Cleaner magazine is another way that I get paid because I own the magazine. And I am absolutely blown away by the magazine. I mean, I know, all right? You're always happy what you... I have a great team that we have at the magazine, and our layout guy is fantastic. The magazine is just genuinely a really, really good magazine. Keeps your attention. The writers do great. Anyway, awcmag.com. Get the subscription to the magazine. $69 a year, you cheap window cleaner. $69. It's like 40 minutes worth of work. No, go get that. I can see your name when it comes across too, so I know who's got magazine subscriptions and who doesn't. And I love seeing new names. So do that. Also, you guys know I always talk about the CRMs, and Jobber, if you haven't looked at it, is phenomenal and will literally blow you away. I got a link for 20% off. I get credit on that too, so take it with a grain of salt. For any legitimateness on that, I have done the show for 8 years, and up until this year, earlier this year, I have never recommended a CRM because none of them have ever done anything worth a darn. They just kind of suck. It was like QuickBooks. It was like, yeah, it kind of works, but you should talk about CRMs. You should, I don't have any that I'm blown away by. Not worth talking about. Me just going, yeah, it's all right. I did my third demo with Jobber because I do demos all the time, just trying to see what's out there. The new Jobber is insane of what it can do. It is incredibly cheap for a program that basically runs the entire company on the production side. It's anyway, whatever. 20% off. Go get that. Do a free demo. Try it. Anyway, I'm off of that. So we got to delegate, but there is something that I kind of really like that is cliche called the 2-minute rule. And it's that if anything takes you 2 minutes to do, you do it right away. Because in the short amount of time that something would take, it does not stop your brain from doing something else. Now, let me preface that by saying your entire day is not going to be blocked. If it is, great. But guess what? When do you return calls? When do you, your day will be blocked into maybe 3 small blocks throughout the day, and the rest of the day you're doing things, right? Or it's an overall thing, right? Okay, starting at between 1 and 3 o'clock, I do new sales. What does that consider? Anything new sales, right? Blocking time allows you to do that. But if a 2-minute issue pops up, that's something you don't have to necessarily slate. And I'll give you an example. If somebody calls and say you're doing marketing or advertising, somebody goes, hey, I just want you, I need a couple quick pictures, some candids of your guys' work, and we're doing that for some ad or whatever. It takes 2 minutes. I'll pull up the thing real quick. Okay, cool. Let me send those over. You should have them. Awesome. That is now off my plate. I'm not taking my time stopping everything, blah, 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 and doing that, whatever. My brain hasn't even shut off. It's only been 2 minutes. I just did that real quick. If somebody calls you with a bigger problem than 2 minutes, it gets put into its appropriate place. The 2-minute rule only applies to very, very, very easy, simple, fast things. And I'm not talking 2 minutes like that's, oh yeah, it'll only take me 2 minutes to run up to the grocery store, grab this thing, and bring it back. No. That doesn't take you 2 minutes. It's going to take you 28 minutes. In your head, it's like, oh, it's just fast. No, I'm talking a real 2 minutes. 2 minutes is only 120 seconds. That's not a lot of time. So we're talking about distractions and everything else. We're talking about the very, very little things that you don't necessarily have to delegate to somebody else. If you have a big crew around you and you have a marketing team, great. They can send the pictures off. But if you don't, cool. Give me 2 seconds. Let me send that out. There you go. You're on. You did a thing. They are continuing to work. You didn't stop somebody else's working because you didn't do something. And at 2 minutes, it does not distract you enough to screw up your whole day. The 2-minute rule is great, but you have to understand that this is real 2 minutes. You can't just lie and be like, it's only taking me 2 minutes. All I gotta do is run over to the job those guys are at, drop off the stuff. I'm gonna talk to the homeowner, come back. It's just take 2 minutes. No. That'll take you an hour and 7 minutes because you talk to the person, then there's traffic, and then you forget you have to get gas. And no. 2 minutes. If there's something that pops up, do it. But 2 minutes. And the real kind of piece to all of this thing too ends up being a task value. But what you can do in the same thing of delegation, you can automate a lot of what you do. Realistically, you can. So there's a program called Zapier, if you've heard of them. Zapier is like, there's another program called If This, Then That. And it basically says, if this happens, do this. If this is, and there's integrations. And you take program 1 and connect it to program 2. So we'll say taking HubSpot, which is not a CRM. Well, I guess it is kind of a CRM, but it's a sales platform where you're just like recording your conversations and stuff, not for existing customers, but for the sales side. Say you take that. And every time I do this thing, if I enter a new customer, my Gmail account sends an email. That's automation. It sets that up automatically. So now instead of me doing this and then having to go in and turn this up and bring this in and do this, it does it automatically. Now those little tasks can be automated, and you can automate anything. Well, pretty close to a lot. Automation's like having a person working for you dedicated to that. That's A, instant. No employee's ever done that. And B, extremely cheap. Automation in general is incredibly inexpensive to get stuff. And I think so many people forget on the automation part. Now, this is not a plug for Jobber. I always say that because I want you guys to be upfront that I get credit for referrals. You guys know that. I also don't tell you, like if you ask me if I like stuff, I will tell you the exact real thing, and I won't tell you that I like something and I don't. There is no more important thing than me actually giving my opinion. I don't care. Like, if you ask me about one product versus the other, I don't care if it costs more or less or whatever. I want you to have the best thing that I think. Now, with all that being said, Jobber is like one of those things that does the automation. Now, again, it could be any CRM. It doesn't have to be this one. I just am in love with this one. But something like Jobber, you can take, and now I can automate emails. I can automate follow-ups. I can automate reminders. I can automate invoicing. I can automate reviews. I mean, there's programs out there, even like Good Job. Those guys are awesome. I've known those guys for years. They have a program that every time you do a customer, they do the automation, getting the reviews. They increase the reviews. They're the ones that do that. You don't have to do that. There's so many things you can do out there that automate pieces that you don't have to do. Anywhere down to, say, again, back to Jobber only because it's fresh in my head, but say a tech is in the field. Now, first off, as soon as the tech arrives somewhere, it clocks it in. As soon as they leave, it clocks you out. It knows how many minutes you were there at the job, and it knows the dollar amount, and it will calculate with your costs and how much profit you made. That is done automatically without you doing anything. Now you have your COGS, cost of goods sold. You figured out that, right? In the same sense is if a tech's on the job, they have it anyway. They're pulling things up. They're going to put a comment. Dog's name is blah, blah, blah. Or birthdays. If you're one of those companies that loves a birthday thing, if they find that out, they put that into the system. It automates that back to you. It puts it in the account. Every time I open the account, for the next 10 years, I'll see that stuff, right? These are little automations that make things happen that you don't have to do anything for. And automation is genuinely and truly an employee that you pay pennies that is absolutely the best employee you ever had. So many people don't do automation either because they think that AI, it's too difficult, or I don't know what I'd automate. Any redundant task can be automated. Very, very amazing. Now, mind you, when you look at these companies, it's like, oh my gosh. So these guys, they get the reminder, they get this, they do that. You get all this stuff and you're like, how do you find the time for? They don't. They automate things and delegate things. It's not just them. You understand, you have a big team. Some of your team is real people and some of them are computers. AI, which will probably destroy us all. But that's for another conversation. Automation is absolutely fantastic. But no matter how you do any of this, automate, delegate, any other aids that I'm thinking of, time blocking, all of the things, it all 100% comes. If you're getting one thing from the show, if you're still here, by the way, thanks for hanging out. If you want one thing from this, it is this. And this should absolutely be burned into your brain. Task value is real. Every task you do has a value. We talked about this. If you stop what you're doing, take out your garbage, go in the bathroom, change the garbage, do the thing. Oh, no, I'm going to clean the toilet real quick and the sink and then the mirror. So I get done. That cleaning of the bathroom, say it took you an hour, right? You emptied the garbages in the office. It cost you $250 to clean the bathroom. That is the value of you doing the thing. You didn't sell a job. You didn't talk to a property manager. You didn't potentially land tens of thousands of dollars, if not more. You didn't do those things you want to do. Again, your job is to bring the company in money. If you do a fantastic ad, you could get tens of thousands of dollars on the ad. If you talk to a property manager, which is maybe what you've already done a bunch. I got this job, it's $36,000 job, we put it in, we think we're getting it, we just haven't gotten it yet. If you didn't do the follow-up call, stop and talk, email, do all of those things and focus on that, you just cleaned the bathroom. That could have potentially cost $32,000 to clean a bathroom. Task value doesn't mean things don't get done. It means, is there somebody else that could do that? Is there a janitorial company you could get to do that? Right? If you can literally do it and go, well, this is going to cost me so much money. No. You're okay. Let me pull these, my dumb analogy numbers out. If I just hand you $250 and somebody's staying there and they need to get $10 from you, $20 from you. If I hand you $250 and you give them $10 or $20, is it costing you a lot of money? Now you can do the math and you go, well, no, actually, I just made a lot of money. That's what this is all about, is that if you can focus your time on things that are more valuable, you're bringing in more money than you're paying somebody to do it. The whole thing comes into that. Now, again, I got to go to Lowe's and I got to look at ladders. I got to go to Lowe's and, I got to buy soap. I got to do, I don't want to pay the guys to do that because it's like $40 to buy this. It costs you $250 for you not to do the things that are going to earn that much money. We're like, man, I just want to grow more. Or what should I do to have it? You should do the things you need to do. Why are you not focused on that and focused on the little things that don't matter, that take up a lot of your time, that anybody could do? That's where that comes into play. And it all comes down to your lack, our lack, not you, me included, is our lack of value of task. Real. I mean, if you do something instead of something, you've valued that more than anything. If, the guys get a nail in their tire, they're like, oh, I got to do this now. Why would you have to do that? Tell them to bring it to the shop, get it. Well, then I got the customer. Okay, all of the numbers are written down anyway. Tell them to call the customer. Hey, I apologize. We got a nail in our tire. We're just running over here to get it plugged real quick. We're going to be a little bit late to your house. I just want to let you know. Go get the tire plugged. Do the thing. Handle it in the truck anyway, while you still do your things. And then at the end of the day, the guys come up and go, hey, I just to let you know, over on Davidson Street, we picked up a nail somewhere and the tire was going flat, so we ran over to Acme Tire, got that fixed, but we called the customer. They were good with it. Had a little bit of a delay, put us off. We were off by 30 minutes for the day and kind of recouped that, but that's why we're perfect. Okay, cool. What? Why would that not be the perfect, absolute perfect thing? My operations officer said to me, he goes, hey, I hope you're okay with this. This is earlier on. He goes, I want every member and crew person and employee here to report to me. I don't want anything to ever go to you unless I think it's important enough to stop you doing. I was like, that's phenomenal. And what we would do is that entire day, they would leave, say 8:30. Hey, have a great day. Blah, 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 cool, yeah, blah, blah. They would come back 5 o'clock, 5:30, whatever time it is. I would have done my entire day of things, and then we'd sit down. He'd hand everything over. How'd this job go? I'd look over numbers real quick, right? Because again, you could track everything through like a jobber. Maybe you write it down. You could see how long things take. You can reverse that with the money and see how long, right? What did this job do? How'd the day go? Oh, good. Yeah, no, this happened. This is how we fixed it and everything. Cool. They can do all that. But so many of you go, well, if anything happens, I need to, the oil light's on. Oh my God, is it? Really? The CEO of a company is going to care that there's a nail in a tire? You don't think that anybody is as competent as you for a nail in the tire? Bring it to a place, research it, do that, look it up. The more you delegate, the more you put stuff out there, the more time you have, the more value you can bring. And you get stuff done. And then when the day is done, you can go, what'd you do today? I know, because I looked at my block. Well, we did sales from 9 to 10. We did understanding what you're doing as intentional is the biggest and only way to get more done. Be intentional, value your tasks. Literally, I mean, this stuff. It's just putting it back out in light. And you're like, you know what? That makes sense. That's right. I didn't think of it that way, but yeah, let's value these tasks. How much is this going to cost? How much is this going to cost the company if I do it? With the CEO of this company, this does not mean you're too good to fix a broom. It means somebody else can do that. Anyway, I want you to be more productive. And I can make you more productive because I can put your orders in. I mean, that would save you so much time. No, a lot of you shop and just throw stuff into your cart and then go, hey, everything's good to go. Save my cart. Just click save this cart, text me, and I'll put it in. Literally, instead of hitting checkout and going through all that, you just hit save this cart and I do that. Nothing extra. It doesn't cost you any more to have an awesome person like me. It doesn't take any more time. It's as easy as possible. Here's the thing that I think a lot of people don't do either when you're talking about time. If you're out doing something, go, hey, just so you know, and by the way, we do this with accounts that have employees too. We get employees. Hey, this is Doug from XYZ window cleaning. We just need to order this, and this. All right, cool. We got the addresses 1, 2, 3 still good. Yep, we got the card on file. Let's do it. We can make it just easy. I make money doing that, so let me do that anyway.